everyone. Today is a beautiful sunny day outside, isn't it? Particularly in London. Firstly, I want to say Happy Earth's Day, or Happy Belated Earth's Day. It was the Earth Day yesterday, the 50th anniversary in fact. And I really got inspired not to cut my beautiful flowers from my garden to put in my hair. So I put a fake one. So whilst I'm waiting for for people to join in for our today's conversation, what I'd really like to just portray and put out there is that this session is particularly tailored for today's life. Is mainly really my message to the people out there who are looking for answers, for the people out there that have felt, for the people out there that have really felt that there is something deeper in this world to experience than what they're already experiencing in life, that there's just something that is more meaningful out there, and there is a different experience that they could have in life. There's just this a deeper knowing about this potential of this life, but they don't know how to experience that. And of course, if you're not one of those people that are looking for more deeper experience in life, it is probably just something to have food for thought. This life is going to really show you how to, just really going to show you a different perspective, and it will give you food for thought. So what I'd like to share with you is, if you are one of those people that go about life and have a deeper understanding and knowing that you're not experiencing the fullness of life, it is because it's true. It is because it's true. And this is why I'm here today, just to show you this different reality that you could live in. The reason why you're not experiencing probably in your life this content and fulfillment in your life that you'd love to is mainly because you're probably not creating the things that you came here to create. And the reason why this is so is because our life and everything that we experience in life, let alone health, relationships, jobs, friends and connections with people, everything that we experience in life is a reflection of our consciousness. It is a reflection of what's going on in our minds at any point in time. And if you're not experiencing the level of satisfaction and love and warmth and contentment that you'd really love, this is because there's something within you that you're unconscious to, which means that you don't know about, that is keeping you stuck in that situation. What that means is that, have you heard that beautiful saying that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate? This is what they're referring to here. It's because until we make the unconscious conscious, until we become aware of what's holding us in this particular situation that is bringing us so much unfulfillment, or maybe ill health, or maybe abusive relationship, we'll not be able to free ourselves up from it. So if you are experiencing an unpleasant situation in life, this is because you're creating it, and on some level this is where you think and feel that you belong, and this is what you feel that you deserve. But I don't want to go too deep in today's life about this. What I'd really like to talk about is the other realm of experiences you can have in life. We have our subconscious mind, or our higher self, or the God within. And this is the part of ourselves that is connected to everything through time and space. And he knows, and he has this deeper wisdom and understanding of what's out there in our true and real potential. And when we live according to, to the guidance of our higher self, and unleashing, what's within and what we carry, not only we create beautiful things in the world that are in service of us and of others, but we also experience this level of satisfaction and contentment that we're actually looking for. And a lot of people that I've worked with come with ill health or painful breakups, or people that are experiencing unsatisfaction in their jobs or in their sexual experiences, or just not having the circle of friends that I'd love to have, and this is what happens is during the sessions and the work I do with them is we really go deeper to understand why are they creating all these circumstances and situations in their life that keep them so unsatisfied. And once they understand what's going on within, they can free themselves up and open their minds and open their eyes for the other potentials that exist and other possibilities that exist for them. And they have the power to change it then. A lot of people say that they don't believe in magic. This is because they don't understand what magic means. Really what magic is about is a deeper understanding of the laws of nature and how things work. This is how things work. And when you understand and work with those laws, you can really experience a deep level of satisfaction and create what you love in life. I'd quickly like to take you through a little, a bit of explanation about magic really. We're all born with our gifts and talents and what we came here to create, and our inner potential, as people refer it to. And this hangs around in the realm of our vision and our dreams, because it is still an idea in an idea form. But what happens is that all these dreams and passions and things that we want to create in life, they're not there, just to stay dreams or just to stay an idea. They're there to keep us inspired and motivated to go for them. This is where the infinite amount of energy comes from, and this is where our inspiration is coming from all of our beautiful ideas that we have within us. But we also have this other side of us that is keeping us small and secure, and is protecting us from feeling incomplete and insecure if we ever decide to go that way, to try to achieve all these big dreams and ideas. So how do we go about these things, Because we have all these beautiful dreams, but we also feel quite stuck in our current circumstance and current situations. So how does that work? Your vision or your dreams are things that they already exist in this world somewhere. It is for you to create, to create them, but on some level they exist at a certain vibration or frequency. And the reason why you're not there yet is because in your mind you have limiting perceptions, limiting beliefs that keep you in a different vibrational frequency. So how can you, if you're at a different vibration, how can you get there? How can you raise your vibration to get there? Well, the way to raise your vibration to get there is by understanding what is keeping you stuck in that lower vibration. And once you understand what's keeping you stuck in that lower vibration, you can start taking steps towards your vision. And here is the time to say that I don't believe in quick fixes. I don't believe in quick fixes where you say to yourself different affirmations and that temporarily works, and for some people it doesn't, etc. What I truly believe in is that you don't need affirmations to convince yourself that you've got dreams and desires and talents and everything that you have, because you already have it. You don't need to affirm any of those to you, because you already have a part of yourself that is connected to your to your greatness and to who you really are and to your gifts and to your talents, to everything that exists. So your sense of separation is just an illusion that is a journey to free yourself from in order to get to your vision. And how do we do that? Is by becoming self-aware of what's keeping us stuck in every single moment and taking steps towards our vision. And that could take, weeks, months, years, depending on your own personal journey. This is why all of us have our own journeys through life, which some people or some spiritual masters call journey through danger, because for the ego, unleashing our true potential and living and working towards our dreams and creating what we love, it is dangerous because it makes us feel insecure. It makes us feel uncomfortable. And this is why it's a journey through danger, just like the hero's journey, just like every hero in every, in every Disney movie or in every movie out there. The hero is the one that overcomes themselves in order to reach certain height, certain peak. So how do we do that? We do all that journey by, how do we know how to get there? Is by using our intuition and our guidance from our higher self. Because there is no other way to go outside of our perception and limited understanding of life that we have because of our past experiences. There is no way for you using your past experiences to determine what are your next steps towards your goals and dreams. It just doesn't work. Because if we rely on our past experiences, we'll only see from a limited perspective. We'll only see from the perspective of your own experience and potential experience of some other people. And this is a very limited and dysfunctional orientation because it will only show you from this very limited perspective. But if you use your intuition to guide you as a guiding system, you can gain very, very powerful insights about what is keeping you stuck in every moment and in every situation, how to free yourself up from that, what to focus on, what to do. And that way you can take your necessary steps in order to get to your vision. So just like I said at the beginning of this video, this video is very much about the message that I'd like to convey to all the people that are looking for answers and are looking for deeper meaning and experience in life, and are really looking to understand who they really are, and are really trying to experience life fully and experience the level of contentment and love that they'd love to create in their lives. So this is what we described. You've got a vision, you've got a current reality or an ego, something that keeps you stuck, and this is the way you go towards it, via your intuition. And if you are one of those people, the people that are looking for answers and really looking to go within, it is because you have this is because you have that inner sparkle within you. You have that inner urge within you to have a more full experience, fuller experience in life. And there is this other reality that you could live in. And I'll tell you what, it's not always so easy. Because if it was so easy, everyone would have gone and do it. It is not the easy fix type of life that you could have, but it is a type of life that if you do follow what's inherent with you, you can really enjoy that love and contentment in health, in beautiful relationships and job that you'd love to have. But it's all dependent on your ability to hang around with your own tension. Because if we don't hang around in our own tension, and resolve it, and try to get away from it, we will keep ourselves stuck in our current reality. In our current reality, which is our, a result of a lot of times of discontentment in things that we don't fully enjoy in our lives. Okay. So this other orientation in life, I like to call it creative orientation in life. Because the creative orientation in life offers a truly magical experience in life. It really is like something that is just nothing compared to the rational orientation in life. Because, thank you Stanislava for this chance to to be part of Coaching Real. And so in order to experience this magic that I'm talking about, you know, because some people would say it sounds so magical, but it is meant to be magical, you know, life is meant to be magical. The world is made to be magical. And magic is real whether you believe it or not. And in order to create this magic in your life, you only need to tap into your own inherent abilities and skills that you are born with and focus on that, not what other people have told you. The problem with that is that a lot of people don't believe they have it within. And this is because the greatest fear of humanity is not how small they are. The greatest fear is of our greatness. Nobody believes and is truly connected to their greatness because we are scared of it. The way our rational mind works is that it cannot comprehend the greatness of our creative spirit. And because of that, it's trying to protect us from it. And in our egos, we believe that our creative spirit and our greatness, in a way, and everything that is great about us is dangerous. And in our rational minds, we believe that this is not true. And in our minds, we believe that this maybe doesn't exist, and maybe it's illusionary, or maybe it's just in your mind and in your head. But guess what? This is just your own limited perception. Your thoughts and feelings aren't real, in a sense that they don't represent reality. They're not saying the truth in the situation. They're only representing our limited perspective, our past experiences. You know, and in our past, we have not been the best version of ourselves. This is why we're striving towards it. This is why we want to become that and want to experience that and want to live like that, right? So the only way that I've known really and experienced in my life to really live from within and from your heart is by tapping into what you've got within and using your intuition. I've used different modalities like affirmations and all sorts of different other healing modalities that have never really worked for me. They would always really work maybe temporarily and bring me some false sense of happiness, but I was never really able to make any different choices than I was making before. It was only making me feel better for the day, or, you know, it wasn't really changing anything substantial and anything sustainable in my life. I wasn't able to make different choices. I was still making the choices that I used to make in the past. So I was always recreating what I used to create in the past. So it was never really working for me. I never really made any lasting changes using affirmations or any sort of outside-in type of reprogramming. The only thing that has really ever worked for me, and I'm truly convinced that this is a very powerful truth, is to bring what's inside out rather than outside in. Because in nowadays society, we're full with so much information that's coming out of the outside that we even forget the light becomes like a slim dim, very dimmed light within us. And for some people, they don't even see it. They don't even see what is even within it. The light is just so dimmed with distrust because we have never paid attention to it. Right. So what I'd like to share with you now, just to illustrate what I'm describing, is that we all carry the magic within us. We're all born with it. We really are. And this potential of yours that you're born with is something that is waiting for you to pay attention to. Is waiting for you to pay attention to. And the reason why you have not lived at your potential yet is because you've never really actually understood who you really are and what you're carrying, what you're born with. And the only way that I've known for that is by going within, is really tapping within and bringing all your quirkiness and all your weirdness and all your whatever you carry outside to the world. And by doing that, the result of that is not just the health that people are wondering, it's not just the money, it is that level of soul contentment that nothing else can buy and create for you. You know, I want to share with you about somebody actually who really inspired me, who started using this intuitive work, and she had a very ill health. You know, this is just an example to illustrate how our reality and what we experience in life is a direct reflection of our consciousness, right? It's a direct proportion, and then, you know, and the fact that when we don't live our true nature and purpose, nothing can really be the way we'd like it to be, you know, because this is, you know, because the result of living a true nature and purpose in life is, you know, is the health and the relationships and the beauty that you could create out of it. But unless you're living that, everything on some level will be distorted. It will not give you the level of satisfaction that you're looking for. So I'll give you an example now. So I know this lady that got introduced to the idea of intuition because the doctors have given her about 6 months to live. She was really ill, and I know personally this lady, so it's, you know, one of those stories where if you don't know the person, you think it's imaginary or it's made up. So this lady was really ill, and the doctors had given her 6 months to live more. And she got introduced to this intuitive work. She's an Indian lady that grew up in the UK, and she's always had this dream that she would love to build a hospital in India. And she never went to do it really. She always wanted, you know, to help other people, you know, get better, etc., with some alternative holistic methods, etc. And she never really got to do it. Eventually, in her life, I can't remember what her age was, 30 or 40, I can't remember. But what happened was that she got introduced to this intuitive work, and she had this realization that you know, that all the time she just really wanted to build a hospital. And you know, what did she have to lose? All her life she's been so busy with her job, with, you know, with her family or whatever. She never really went to create that hospital that she wanted to. And now that she had 6 months left, she had nothing to lose, right? So she quit her job and she went in India to build that hospital. And using intuition, you know, intuitive guidance, she managed to create all the people and all the circumstances in the right moment, in the right time, so that she started, you know, building that hospital. Guess what happened along the way? Because she freed herself up from all the limitations that kept her stuck in her own mind and everything that was stopping her so far to create that hospital, and she got herself aligned to her purpose, to her true nature, to be in service of herself and others, you know, she actually managed to recover. Her cancer started to go down. And the reason why that happened is because when you're aligned with your true nature and purpose, you receive information, guidance and energy from a higher source that is infinite. You know, our rational minds cannot comprehend that. There are infinite amount of energy and potential, and that energy is healing. Because when you live your true nature and purpose, you have this healing energy within you. This is what you connect with and channel. And that heals you from within, you know. And it's a beautiful example how, you know, obviously the doctors couldn't understand how that's even possible. But what I'm illustrating here is how that when you align yourself with your true nature and purpose, you know, and go for what you came here to create, you're not only going to create great health, you know. The doctors gave her 6 months, it's 5 years down the line, she's still alive, and she's really healthy person, you know. I personally know this woman, and you know, it is incredible. It is incredible to observe that, to see how you know, from a run-down person, she turned into this, you know, incredible individual who, with so much love in herself, you know, was creating her purpose. And not only she enjoyed the health as a result of that, but she created a beautiful partner in her life, and now, you know, they have a family. So it is just a beautiful illustration of how when you align with your true nature and purpose in your life, you know, only when you go for what you love, you know, in her purpose, she managed to create all the other things that she would have loved without even focusing on them. You know, she wasn't focusing on her health anymore. She was focusing on building that hospital. She wasn't focusing on finding a partner, but she created a partner along the way because she was so aligned with what's truly important for her that she only attracted what's truly meaningful and important for her. But she didn't do it because she was affirming it to herself and doing nothing. She did it by action and solidifying, you know, everything that is in her heart via action, you know, via the action of actually going and creating that hospital that she wanted to create. So this is a really good example to see how when we are aligned with our true nature and purpose, we do channel infinite amount of energy and inspiration from a higher source that help us not only transform our own energy, you know, but really inspires others too, and is really in service of others too. Because she didn't do that hospital for herself, you know, she did it for other people, you know, but it was her purpose to do that. She wanted to do that. The idea and the inspiration was hers. She was born with that, you know. And this is what he gave her. When you follow what you love, is what, you know, you end up creating all these other things, you know, you end up creating more than you thought you would have, more than you thought your goal was. We always create more. Always create more. And I'll also give you a quick example of something that happened into my life too. So it's because I'm on this health vibe, I'm just gonna share with you a little story about health with me as well. So when I was working as an auditor, during university because I did a sandwich year, and the third year of university was a placement year. What happened was that I was an auditor, working full-time job, quite a lot of late and long hours. If you know how auditors work, it's crazy, especially, you know, at the year end, January to March time. And because of that stress that I had to work so many late hours, and on top of that study for a qualification, the auditing qualification I was meant to study then, I got so stressed. I was literally sleeping like 6 hours a day maximum, working like crazy, studying like crazy. Every weekend I was studying because I didn't have any other time to study, and it was just an insane habit every single day. It was just crazy. I was so stressed that I started swelling, like my whole body was just started feeling really weird. Like I had so much stress, I was just completely becoming a bit insane. And when I went to the doctors to understand what's going on with me, because my fingers would go white and blue and red and all these weird colors, and you know, especially when I go from hot to cold, etc. And I just started having this numbness in my fingers and my toes as well, and it was just really strange. And I went to the doctors and they diagnosed me with something called Raynaud's disease. And they told me that this is an autoimmune disease, which essentially it's not something to kill you, but you need to be aware of it because, you know, I need to take, according to the doctor, I need to take a lot of pills in order to be able to, you know, keep that at one level so that it doesn't go really bad, etc. And you know, it's just something that obviously I was 19, 20 years of age, and for me to stay the rest of my life on pills was absolutely not an option, given that those pills had made me swell even more. And I decided to look for an alternative, you know, ideas and things that I could do alternatively. And you know, when I got introduced, at the beginning I had to keep myself warm and started paying a lot more attention to it, etc. But I did stop all the pills. I was like, I'm not gonna bother with pills because I just didn't feel okay with those pills. They had so many side effects. And when I discovered intuition, you see, when I discovered intuition and started living, you know, according to the way I'd love to live, you know, on my own terms, according to my intuition, I'm going to say that the stress levels have not stress levels, but you know, the amount of tension that I'm dealing, a lot of the time, it is quite high. You know, if I go into stress, I know how to go back and you know, and rework that into a creative tension and turn that into a creative tension. So I'm not suffering from stress, if that makes sense. But the amount of tension that I deal with is quite big. Very, you know, occasionally, like quite big. But, but this, my hand situation with all these different colors and things have like dropped and dimmed so much that, I almost don't ever feel it. And I'm not taking pills and I'm not taking anything. It's just by itself becoming better and better all the time. And it's been a few years now. See, that happened about 5-6 years ago, and I don't have any problems and I'm not taking any pills. And the doctors wanted to put me onto lifelong pills. You see? Like these illustrations give example that when you focus and when you are aligned to what is truly important for you, this is when that energy that you that energy and vibe that you live in really gives you the healing and the energy that you really need in order to create what you love. And it really supports you and creates all the necessary people and circumstances so that you can end up creating what you're meant to create. Because all of us play a really big importance in the grand scheme of things. We're all like pieces of the puzzle, and we all play an important role in life. And each and every single individual has gifts and talents that have a place in the world, no matter whether you believe it or not. And and a lot of time it hurts me, because a lot of people don't believe that they have got it within them, that they carry it within them. But this is that what I'm going to say is that you wouldn't have existed if you didn't have it within you. And when everyone plays their part, the pieces of the puzzle get together and make a full picture. And make a full picture that is really beautiful and really bright. And this is a type of world and a type of society I'd love to live in. What about you? What type of world and society would you love to live? Would you live in a society like now, where everyone is acting according to their own thoughts and feelings and and limited perceptions about life, and trying to see what makes sense and what is rational to do and not to do, and keep themselves so satisfied and keep themselves in situations and relationships that don't serve them and that don't make them happy, but continue to do it because otherwise it doesn't make sense? See where this type of thinking led us to. We live in a in a world where there's wars and there's just so much unhappiness and so much ill health and just so much pain around the world. There's just so much of that. And I believe that this rational orientation in life is just not leading us anywhere good. And it's just proved throughout the years. It's just not leading us anywhere good. It's only getting worse and worse. Because it is a vicious cycle, it's a vicious cycle that leads us towards our self-destruction. And this is why I don't believe in that. And I don't want to live in this type of world. And I do understand that the world out there very much operates according to our rational faculties. But I do also believe that a lot of people are waking up and a lot of people are asking the questions, who am I? Who am I? And why do I exist here? What is my role? What's my purpose? What did I come here to create? It's not just to eat and, eat and enjoy. These are beautiful parts of our lives, but it's just not the actual real purpose why we're here. We have a deeper meaning to be here. We have something, there is a deeper purpose about who we are and why we really exist. And I'd love for us, all of us, to live in a world where everyone plays their part and takes responsibility for their own limitations and limited perspective and rises above that, and goes beyond themselves to create what's true for them, And when everyone does that, not only the communal is better, but the person's also better, because they will enjoy the health and the love and the care and the relationship that love. So it is a win-win situation, In that society, we wouldn't even need governments. We wouldn't even need police. Because everyone will be taking responsibility. And I know that sounds a bit, obviously, the other end of the spectrum, But it is possible. If every single person takes responsibility only for themselves to wake up to who they are and keep their light shining, this is the society we will inevitably, even without wanting, we're going to live. And this type of society and this type of world sounds magical, right? And it is meant to be magical. It is meant to be magical. This type of orientation comes with responsibility, and only responsibility for ourselves and for no one else. Because we cannot change or control people according to our understanding. The person has to want it. The person has to want to do it. Has to have that desire within them to, to change it. And, I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer because I know that human beings, we don't change in our joy. We change through our pain. And I believe that everything that happens in the world nowadays, including the coronavirus and including all the other disastrous things like the fires in Australia that the year started with, is exactly why all of this is happening. It's exactly why we needed to wake up a couple of times since the start of the year. Because only through some sort of pain we are actually to say, hang on a minute, something is just not okay in my life. This is the reason why the universe is helping us to sit down and take a step back from our busy lives and take a step back and reconsider what is really meaningful and important for us. Because unless we do that, we will never be able to enjoy all the things that we are meant to enjoy in life. We will never be able to. So my message really towards everyone here today, whether you're one of those people that you're looking for answers or not, is, even if you're not, this will provide you food for thought and a different perspective. But if you are, just listen within. Really take the time during the coronavirus and the lockdown to really go within and get to know your own true self. Because this is the only true relationship that you'll ever need to work on, and nothing else. Because everything outside in the world that you experience in life, love and hate and everything in the relationships and everything in work, is a direct reflection of your own consciousness. And you can never change what's outside, but you will always be able to change what's within. But if you do work on that, you'll be able to change what's outside too, because what's outside reflects what's within. So I hope that this message was meaningful to you, and I hope that you got your learning and wisdom from there, and I will see you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.